muscle is a very deep hip internal rotator. Sometimes if it's overly tight, it can feel like perineal pain, it can feel like vaginal pain, it can feel like anus pain, and it's very uncomfortable and can create some hip instability issues as well. It is an external rotator, so it helps to externally rotate us up the hips, and we kind of live in that position in pregnancy. Okay, our feet kind of get turned out, our hips open up to create more space for baby, and our glutes tend to clench. So it's a very, very common muscle to get very, very tight during pregnancy, and then we get stuck there in postpartum. So doing exercises that create a hip shift and a hip hinge, even better, a hip hinge with a hip shift will help to open up that obturator internus muscle and create more space and length for the muscle to move freely. I love to create mobility opportunities within my workouts. So when I'm doing a workout that has a sequence of lunges, maybe a single leg lunge press, I'll do a set on each leg, and then I will superset that. Instead of another strength exercise, I'll superset that with a hip mobility exercise. That gives my muscles a chance to rest and recover, and it also gives my muscles a chance to lengthen, and my hips and my joints to create more space and length without being tense from overlifting. Now, I'm on a Pilates chair and doing this hip shift, and this is so yummy. You can see how I'm in this hip hinge position, so I'm lengthening and stretching the glutes and posterior wall of the pelvic floor, and then I'm getting into those internal and external rotators by you're hinging at the hips. Is going to create a lot of length and space back here. And when your hips are up and you have prolapse, it can also help to feel really good, takes the pressure off of the pelvic floor. So hands down, just like when I'm in that chair, exhale. As I'm lifting, I'm not trying to lean my body to the side. I'm trying to stack my hips. I'm contracting the abdominals and the adductor of the opposite leg. And stacking. Now, I need a little bit more length in that, so I would take a block and put the block up here, hands back down, and now this leg will be the one to lift. So it gives me a little bit more range of motion for those glutes. Here's a standing hip shift option. I like to be near something that is firm where I can use it to support my body weight. Hips shift back, and you're just going to drop your chest. Think about chest to floor, and then move into that staggered stance so that you can get each hip independently of the other. Inhale, open. Exhale. Notice I'm changing my grip to allow for some resistance. I can pull myself back. My tailbone is slightly tucked and slightly in a posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale. And then to get a little bit more range of motion out of that, you can put a foot on top of the block to stagger that stance. And sometimes it's nice to use a hand to guide you. I also love the idea of some stability work. Open, stack, close. Whew. And literally trying to just rotate and turn my femur in towards the midline of my body. And then open, close. Putting your hand down is absolutely appropriate. You can even use a yoga block. But I just love the stability, core, and balance challenge that comes here. And that rotation is always a win.